Hello, welcome to two Ghost Hunters talking about Project Fear episode. Finally, we got an intro out. Lucy, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right now. We're in. We're on with it. So, Cresson Sanatorium. We're looking at the night part. No flashlights, as they decided. Is that a good idea? Do you think, for Connor, who has never done this before?
No, not for Connor. I mean, I don't think it's the best idea for any of them, just because of the safety aspect. Like, imagine, ignore all the ghosts. Imagine if a human approached them.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's probably. I mean, it's good for the fear factor, but I think, especially for Connor, it must be so scary not being able to just illuminate when something really scary happens. So yeah, no.
Yeah, not a good idea. Dakota talks about the tunnels and says, "Is this how the mimic gets around?" And I thought ghosts would just walk through walls.
Yeah, I
You know what I
would have
mean?
thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, during that hat pull, there was that big tap, wasn't there? And you could see Dakota look and see something before the tap. That was just interesting.
Yeah.
There's Joseph Callinger's cell. And yes, Connor had to go and draw that bloody thing. Alex is in the tunnels. I block is Tanner and basement ward is Dakota. Yeah, it's underway. So Connor says, as he's sat in that cell, if something is approaching me, the REM pod is going to let me know. It's not, because the REM pod was like 30 foot away from your cell. And as we know, you have to get within a couple of foot of the REM pod.
Yeah. I think he was making himself feel a bit better that, okay, it ain't got off so far, so I'm probably okay. But yeah, I think they've got to. I think the spirit has got to literally touch it rather than just walk past it to make it go off.
Yeah, just chained up. He must have been just terrified, but he was doing it,
I know,
for the good of the show. But the first time I would have been terrified.
Yeah, I would.
To be honest, he says the REM pod's there, but you don't have to touch it. And I'm very well aware of, myself, early days. I don't know how you were, but having equipment and sort of asking out and thinking, you don't have to give me evidence. I'm not quite ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, that mindset is horrible, but you have to get over that, and you only get over that by continuously doing it and getting used to that fear, don't you?
Yeah.
So Dakota ended up setting his torch down, and he's asking quite a few questions, getting no responses, which is good, isn't it? It wasn't, flashing on and off. It's only when he says, "Are you the evil spirit?" that it turns on. So, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I liked how long it took for it to go off, and I think that showed that it was some kind of spirit that was trying to mess with them.
Yeah.
Not even answering whether it was male or female, or a patient or a prisoner.
Yeah.
But then waiting for and it gave me the idea that it's someone trying to really freak them out.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. Are you attached to one of the prisoners who brought you here? Flash turns on. Dakota knocks, 3 basic knocks, because we're thinking about the mimic, and the rubber duck on the floor just looks on, which I'll put a picture of here. Good. But then those clear footsteps. I'll put the clip in here as well. What? So yeah, footsteps. I don't think we've ever caught footsteps, but that would be absolutely stellar. I think.
Oh yeah. It reminded me of, I think we did again, downloading the actual replay of the last doggy daycare that we did. I had issues with it because I was going to upload it to share it with you. But we did hear, didn't we, like kind of footsteps, and then Abby said it sounded like tarpaulin being dragged.
Oh, yeah.
At the top of the stairs. In the moment, I felt like that sounded like footsteps and then movement. Yeah.
Alex hears a shuffling sound close by, and he sets up the music box, which silences all those. Well, the thread that I saw that was saying, "Where's the music box gone? Has it been disproved? Is that why they don't use it? I don't know. They've never mentioned it." And I happened to stumble across that, and there was the music box.
So it's nice to see it come back, because I like the music box. I think
I do.
It makes sense that if there's any children spirits, maybe, that they would like to interact with it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Toys are a great idea, obviously, for kids, yeah. Connor says nothing's happening, and I'm glad, which, again, I understand. But he bravely pulls out the Ovulus, not even quite knowing how to turn it on, bless him. He's really going in because it's, a big program for him. He's locked up against his will, as he mentions. And I thought, yeah, that's like a bit like Singapore theory, where, it's like getting dressed up as a prisoner and reminding the atmosphere that, as if this used to happen. It says questions through the Ovulus. I'm asking questions to Joseph, but there's someone else here, Many. And I thought, ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. Who am I talking to? Kind. And I mean, I couldn't see, obviously you can jump to something.
Yeah.
But I did like, there's Many here. I kind of was quite happy with that. Over to Dakota. Are you a demon? And the torch goes on. He probably didn't think it was a demon, but obviously something nasty. That must be terrifying when you're on your own and you think you've got something negative.
Yeah.
Dakota actually feels like he's going to pass out at one stage, and then instantly thought, as he jumps up out of his seat, that maybe when you're so tired at 3 in the damn morning and your body's sort of trying to go to sleep in a sense, and you suddenly jump on, the adrenaline rush, the blood and everything might make you feel a bit dizzy, but it went beyond that pretty quick. Yeah, and he was trying to shoo it away in the name of God, which instinctively they are religious, aren't they? These guys.
Yeah, but I did think the fact that he brought that saying out, which is what you're told to say when when things start getting to a level where you're really not comfortable. The fact that he said, "In the name of God, leave me alone," I was like, oh, he's definitely feeling something that we can't comprehend through a screen. Like,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, he physically retches and then goes outside. And I mean, there will always be an element, a small element, where I'm thinking, is he like amplifying it, knowing that it's going to go on TV? But you don't retch for the camera.
No.
I think he did feel something, and it might have been psychosomatic, but do you think there's a chance that something was trying to affect him that physically?
I think so. I don't think it will have been an actual demon. I think when you go to places like old prisons, if there are spirits there that are from that time, I think they are the kind of people that are going to try and make you think that it's a demon and do everything in their power to make you feel really ill. So I don't think anything was trying to like possess him.
Yeah.
But I do think that there was at least one spirit that had a goal of let's affect him as much as we can physically.
Yeah.
And because I know that can happen, but I don't think it takes a demon to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think spirits can affect you physically. We know cold spots for a start, but surely headaches, for one thing, and just atmospheric changes that they can instigate. It was weird and quite shocking to see him say, I don't even want to use equipment. It's like he's the lead investigator, if you like, and he's like, you know what, I just don't want to do it right now. And then Tanner's thuds, and then a tap. But I was quite impressed with that. And then the voices are brilliant. Hearing voices, that's fantastic. It then says that voices are heard again, but the damn music stopped me being able to hear it.
Yeah.
So I think Alex is saying, okay, come over here and scare me out. It was sort of saying that was Alex. And so the intention that he was giving out, I would say, was maybe a dangerous thing to instigate. It's like on a Ouija board and then going down the, are you going to kill us? Are you going to hurt us? It's a bad mind space to be in.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you should watch that.
Yeah.
Connor hears shuffling, but it's amidst the music bed again, so we don't hear it. The Ovulus says burn, which he thinks is a bit creepy. There's a loud tap outside the cell. Seems to be caught on the further away wide shot camera mic. But still, closer than you would want. When you're alone, hearing anything that close would be, ooh, something's weird.
Yeah.
You can actually see Connor gulp in fear, and he admits, I just got so scared. Already I'm like, this isn't right. There's something that just doesn't sit right with me about him being in this position,
Yeah.
As Connor explains that he hears a tap. There's a tap in the cellar with him. I say tap, but it was bloody loud.
Hello? I just heard a tap.
Oh my God!
It was literally like right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, his body knew where it was, back of the cell with him. He freaks out, and I felt this is too far. This is too far for a newbie. This could be affecting psychologically for the rest of his life. Do you know what I mean?
Seeing as well that his walkie-talkie wasn't even, it was only just within range to scream out for help. So, like, props to him, because the balls you have to do that. Even, you know, and it don't matter that he got so scared. Anybody would, I think.
Anybody would.
The feeling of being completely alone. But then again, it is a project about fear. So
yes,
that's what it is.
I don't mind saying, if I was in his shoes and handcuffed and that happened right next to me, I would shit myself. Then you would see me exactly the same as him. So, you know, and again, he hears another bang in the room on top of him already being petrified. I just didn't like it.
You can tell as well, he's literally going, hello, hello. And you can tell that his brain's trying to convince him that maybe it's one of the other guys. Maybe, you know,
desperately.
This has to, his brain's trying to rationalize what's happening, but he's getting no response. There's no other human there.
Yeah, horrible. Luckily, Tanner, thank God, he does come and rescues him. Connor says, and I feel so badly for him, he's like, I don't know what to do in these situations. You know, when it kicks off, I have no frame of reference. And it was just so nice of Tanner to say, you know what, I'm going to stay with you, Connor.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't doing the, well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Alex walks for a change. He decides, I'm had enough of this. And then he needs to recharge his camera battery. Upon he, you know, stops recording, says that he hears a noise. Dakota hears the same noise in between them. They end up meeting up. And it's like they obviously think, well, there was a noise between us, a crash between us, and they've not found the reason for it as they walk together.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Just so many noises. There shouldn't be noises. They're the only ones there.
Yeah.
Is it paranormal? Well,
I would say more. Yeah, especially what happened to Connor. I think.
Yeah.
You know, when it happens that close to you, there's no rationale for it. You can't even say like, maybe there's a homeless person down the corridor. No, that happened right next to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that place, because that place was used as a sanatorium and then a prison, wasn't it? Just think of all the different kinds of trauma, anger, you know, that went on. I think there's definitely a high chance it's paranormal, the majority of what they got.
Yeah, I think Connor had proper paranormal go on physically. I think the voices, the footsteps, I have zero. I'm amazed by that activity.
I think it helps their theory of fear, because when you've been doing it a while, you don't get scared at things that you should get scared at.
Yeah.
So to put somebody who's brand new in, who has that genuine fear of the unknown, like not just the unknown of what's there, but the unknown of what am I supposed to do? What does this mean? And the fact that most of the stuff happened to him, I think proves that fear does fuel paranormal activity.
You've proven that yourself with your lone nights, that the activity you report, because you're vulnerable, but you're also firing out some sort of energy in the form of fear. There's evidently some truth to that. I would like to explore that. So Tanner and Connor actually re-enter, luckily, and break out the spirit box, and it says prison, one of the first time words. Prison. That's just so unlikely to have come out of the radio. And then Satan. We know it's not Satan, but we know that would be the first prankster, malevolent ghost thing would say, sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's a door sound in the room, and then another bang. I mean, this place is just kicking off in there. Even Alex and Dakota are down in the tunnel. There's a boom echoing down the long tunnel, and then more voices. It's like, what a fantastic place. Hey. Hey.
It was that voice, that last one that they got. I listened to it a few times, and it sounded like something non-human attempting to sound human, because the two tones that came out of whatever it was were like not a natural tone for a human to switch between within 2 syllables. It was, I don't know, so it just fed into the theory more that like this thing's trying to copy
good
whatever
point.
goal it's got.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a human, even though it sounded like a voice. It sounded like something attempting to be human, and that freaked me out. But yeah, I rewound it and listened to it loads of times. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, just excellent. I mean, something is going on there, absolutely. They come up into the chapel and feel no better that they're in a chapel. So, spirit box session, what do you want? Your, maybe, pause, and then brr, brr. But, souls? Bit of a leap, wasn't it, didn't you think? That's
Yeah,
what
I think
that's what I expected it to say, but that's not what I heard.
No, it speaks to their frame of mind, and I don't think they were like pretending it said it or anything like that. I think in their heads they were waiting for it to say that, because in the situation they're in, and you're hearing all this like spooky stuff, that's naturally where it's gonna go. If you say, "Who are you?" and you're getting like Lucifer, what do you want? Your souls, you know. It's But I heard your, but I didn't hear.
I heard your.
Yeah, I didn't hear souls. I just sort of heard like well, Colin said he thought it sounded like spirits or something like that. Right. Definitely there was an S there, but I don't know what it actually said.
Now, I was talking to teammate Becky last night, and she was saying, what do we use for the STS method? And I said, it's necrophonic. It's just another creepy app noise. Yeah. And I said, tell you what, I'll just play you it just before we do the investigation now. And I put it on the table, played it for probably a minute, and it just makes some weird. And she goes, it's just bits of words then. I said, it is now. It's so weird. She goes, I haven't heard a single word, and I hadn't. No. And I was like, that's so weird that you and I have had proper long almost conversations from this thing, and yet when I played it I didn't get a single word. So strange. Anyway, then they ended up getting the word Lucifer pretty damn clear. I was happy with that. And the whole thing reminded me of when we went to the Druid Circle in Masham, England, and it's supposedly the Ouija board was saying I'm called Lucifer, and when we asked, well, if you are Lucifer, you should be able to make all these meters go off, and the meters went off. Yeah. And it just wouldn't say anything but Lucifer, but we still know it wasn't Lucifer. Yeah. The Lucifer. It's just some devil worshipping spirit.
Yeah, because that spirit knew Latin. It was spelling Latin stuff, wasn't it?
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
And then we didn't realise until either later or when we got home that, like, it was something like Dommy something. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But again, yeah, we didn't think, oh my God, the devil's going to follow us home.
No, but it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Is it? And then the sun comes up, and it's the end of the episode. So many episodes you soon forget, but really good evidence while I remember.
Yes, yeah, I liked that one. And none of them attempted to even sleep at all, did they?
No. Well, they call it sleeping, and they don't. Well, Colin does, obviously.
Yeah.
So, right, well, thank you for joining me, Lucy, and we'll talk about the next episode next time.